Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Maze Runner, Chapter 59. And this chapter, it starts with the Gladers just looking at the creators, and they look really weird. They look normal, but their skin is kind of sunken in a little bit. They look a little bit yellow, and they're not like waving or moving around. They're just writing notes, looking around, shaking their heads, maybe nodding, just doing research. It's really weird. The most normal action that Thomas sees is someone scratching their nose and then going back to work. And they all the gladers are just kind of backing up, looking at the people, looking at them. Finally, there's this beep, beep, beep kind of sound, and one of the doors starts to open. Now the gladers move back from it because they're afraid a griever's going to come out, a new death machine. They have no idea what's going to happen. But it's just some lady. Thomas kind of remembers her, but he can't remember her perfectly. Just some lady. So to everyone else, just some lady, but he remembers her as some kind of special lady. She comes out, she starts talking to the gladers. There's another person next to her in a big sweater with a hood. They can't see his face, but then they find out it's Gally. And Gally doesn't look quite right, but they don't really know what's going on. The creator's like, oh, great job, you guys passed, you did excellent. Or, I sound more energetic, sorry. She's like, yes. More of you survived than we thought possible. And yes, that's excellent. Excellent results. And, Minho gets angry and he's trying to get some information, but Newt kind of relaxes him. Newt kind of asks, like, what's going on? And she starts to share, like, oh, Mr. Newton, we are in really bad times, or dark times. And then she starts to say, like, we can talk more, but there's one more variable. And as she's describing this, Gally's like, oh, Thomas in here somewhere, as he's looking at Gally, sees that Gally doesn't look okay. And Thomas asks him, like, Gally, are you okay? And just like Albie did before, Gally's like, I can control, but can't. And then he starts trying to kill himself. Then Gally starts to relax. And he reaches behind him, grabs some kind of dagger, and he throws it at Thomas. As the dagger is going towards Thomas, Chuck jumps in front of it. The dagger goes right into Chuck. Like, it doesn't bounce off of him. It doesn't cut him. It just goes perfectly all the way to the hilt. That's the part you hold. So all the way deep into Chuck. And of course, Thomas grabs him. Thomas starts yelling, or not really yelling, but panicking, because he's like, Chuck, Chuck. He sees blood everywhere. Blood's getting all over Chuck. Blood is like splurting out. And it's a really bad scene. Finally, like, Thomas just loses control. He runs over to Gally, jumps on him, starts choking him, and then punching him in the face. And you can hear the crunching with Thomas's own, like, crying or sounds or whatever. Newt and Minho pull Thomas off. Thomas runs back to Chuck. And Thomas sounds almost crazy as Teresa tries to, like, comfort him a little bit. I promised him. And, there's nothing he can do as Chuck dies and Thomas just cries. Just uncontrolled, passionate cry that echoes in this observatory or, like, laboratory room, whatever it is. Oh, man, Chuck. I was really, really hoping Chuck was going to live. But we'll talk about that later. Vocabulary. Sallow. I actually didn't know what this word meant, so I had to look it up. And that's a description of someone whose skin is turning yellow or pale or sickly, not like a healthy skin color. Gaunt is how I described before, with no food, or really tired. So their cheeks are in, their eyes are probably in. They don't have any fat on their body. Maybe because they're working too hard, or because things are really terrible. Raspy is like this. It's a kind of scratchy voice, but it can be like this too. There's a bunch of different raspy kind of sounds, but a rough kind of sound. Revved is to accelerate or to give more energy to. I think we've had this vocabulary word before, but if you think of your car, if you put it in neutral so it doesn't move anywhere, and you push the gas pedal, we call this revving the engine, and you can see the RPMs go up. That's revved. So they say maybe they're revving up new grievers or the grievers. They're turning them back on and giving them energy and starting them to go. Buckled, if you imagine your legs buckle, is, you know, that when you're sometimes standing and your leg just goes boink, it just buckles. If you think about like a steel beam, if you put a lot of weight on it, the beam will it'll buckle, it'll bend. And Thomas could feel his legs buckle when he sees Gally. Whoa, kind of bulged. Are his eyes are coming out. If you imagine like a frog's eyes or something bulging. So bulging just means like swelling and like coming out. Like I can make my cheek bulge, puff out. And so as as Gally is trying to overcome being controlled, or that's what he's saying, his eyes are like, they're like popping out with his willpower and control. I didn't do that very well, because I don't make my eyes pop out very much. Discussion question: would you have punched Gally out of revenge or the lady? And there's a few reasons I asked that. One, you know, the lady's the creator, but Gally does say that he can't control something, right? It's like ... and he doesn't get to finish the sentence. But he does kind of share how he, maybe we can guess, like Albie, he couldn't control his body. So would you attack Gally? Would you attack the lady? Would you just attack whoever's near you? Would you punch yourself? I mean, what would you have done in that situation if you were Thomas? Of course, please write down your own discussion question. That's all the time that we have for today, but thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.